You feel it right now. That person you can't stop thinking about. The one whose name appears in your mind at 2 a.m. for no reason. The one you cross the room just to be near. We call it love. We write songs about it. We ruin our lives for it. We build our entire existence around finding it. But here's the question nobody asks. Did ancient humans, living in caves, running from predators, fighting to survive every single day, did they feel exactly what you feel right now? The answer will surprise you. Here's what we assumed for decades. Ancient humans were too busy surviving to fall in love. They paired up for reproduction. Practical. Efficient. Emotionless. That was wrong. In 2022, archaeologists excavating a site in Kenya found 2 skeletons buried together, not side by side, facing each other, arms reaching toward one another. They had been placed that way intentionally 5,000 years ago by someone who cared. That's not survival, that's grief. And grief only exists where love existed first. Let's start with what we know for certain. Love isn't a modern invention, it's a biological program. Anthropologist Helen Fisher spent 30 years studying love across 170 cultures, from Manhattan to the Amazon. She found 3 distinct brain systems that activate when humans fall in love: lust, attraction, and attachment. Lust is driven by testosterone and estrogen. It's ancient, it's universal, and it exists in almost every mammal on Earth. Attraction is different. This is the dopamine rush, the obsessive thinking, the inability to concentrate. Ancient humans felt this too, because dopamine is 300 million years old. It predates us by a considerable amount of time. But the third system, attachment, is where it gets interesting. Attachment is driven by oxytocin and vasopressin. It's what makes you want to stay, to protect, to sacrifice. And here's what that means. Ancient humans didn't just reproduce, they bonded chemically, deeply, the same way you do. So how did it actually happen? How did you fall in love when there was no dating app, no bar, no coffee shop? You lived in a band of 15 to 50 people. You knew everyone. You grew up with them, which creates a problem. Too much familiarity kills attraction. This is called the Westermarck effect. People raised together lose sexual interest in each other, even if they're not related. So how did ancient humans find partners? They traded, and not just goods. Archaeological evidence shows that hunter-gatherer bands met regularly at seasonal gatherings near reliable water sources after successful hunts. Researcher Kim Sterelny calls these alliance networks. You travel to neighboring groups, share food, share stories, and if you were lucky, you'd meet someone you'd never seen before. A stranger, someone from outside your world. The novelty alone would have been electrifying. Once you were attracted to someone, how did you show it? The same way you do now, just with fewer words and more action. In 2004, archaeologists found 100,000-year-old shell beads at School Cave in Israel. Tiny perforated shells, beads at School Cave in Israel. Tiny perforated shells, carefully selected from a coastline 40 kilometers away. Someone walked that distance, collected these specific shells, and drilled holes through them. Not for food, not for survival. To look beautiful for someone. Evidence from the Hadza people in Tanzania, one of the few groups still living as our ancestors did, shows that men who were skilled hunters were significantly more attractive partners, not because of strength, because competence signals something deeper. This person can provide. This person can protect. Women in hunter-gatherer societies consistently chose partners based on 2 things: skill and kindness. Not power, not wealth. Kindness. Because in a world where cooperation was survival, a partner who was cruel to others was dangerous to everyone, including you. But here's the part that changes how you think about love entirely. Ancient humans didn't have love songs or romantic movies or Valentine's Day. They had no word for falling in love. And yet, researchers studying modern hunter-gatherer groups have documented something remarkable. Public declaration: when a man in a Hadza camp fell for someone, he would sing to her. Not privately, in front of everyone. He'd compose a specific song, walk to her hut, and sing until she either came out or didn't. And the group watched. Because in that world, love wasn't private. It was communal. Everyone had a stake in who paired with whom. Bad pairings created conflict. Good pair with whom. Bad pairings created conflict. Good pairings strengthened the group. Love was social infrastructure. We turned it into a private transaction between 2 people. But for 99% of human history, your love life belonged to everyone around you. Go back to those 2 skeletons in Kenya, facing each other, arms reaching out, buried that way by someone who loved them enough to make sure they weren't alone in death. They had no language for what they felt, no concept of romance, no culture telling them love was supposed to look a certain way, and yet someone chose to spend their one life with another person. Someone grieved when they lost them. Someone knelt in the dirt 5,000 years ago and arranged 2 bodies so they could face each other forever. That's not biology, that's not survival. That's something else entirely. You spend a day swiping through profiles, rating people on a screen, wondering if you'll ever find the one, worrying if you'll ever find the one, worrying that maybe love isn't real anymore. But 300,000 years ago, someone in a cave felt exactly what you feel right now. The same dopamine, the same obsession, the same desperate need to be near a specific person and no one else. Love didn't change. We did. And maybe that's the most human thing about us, not our tools, not our language. The fact that across 300,000 years and every culture on Earth, we never stopped reaching for each other.